I don't know what happened with that Russ Hamilton thing. That's a good example too. If we had real regulation, real regulation and real liability, Russ Hamilton would be in prison right now. What's up, Matt Downey? Of course. The only way they can tax the sites, though, again, to be fair, they have to be incorporated here. They'd pay regular taxes. No, they couldn't. He couldn't be. It's not, unless they reopen the investigation. What they'd have to do is, it could happen if somebody brings forth a claim. If it's regulated here, and then somebody like my brother brings forth a claim, or petitions law enforcement, then it would be possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. You have to make sure all the evidence is intact, though. Now, who has the evidence? The Indian tribe there found some of the evidence. They'd have to turn over their evidence, you understand? They couldn't do it on hearsay. They'd have to. The Department of Justice would have to get the evidence in order to bring a case against him. You just can't prosecute a guy if you don't have the evidence. I mean, again, Russ Hamilton is entitled to due process as well. You know, even though he's guilty as fuck, he still should have his day in court. You know, but what day in court is it going to be if, say, the Indians say, we're not turning over the evidence, we destroyed the evidence, case dismissed. You know, they had the evidence the IPs are coming from certain places in Vegas. It showed that Russ or guys that were working at some of his homes, it was coming out of his house. All right, that has to be turned over to the proper authorities. If it's not, then there's nothing. So is it possible that Russ could get busted in the future? Yeah, but it's unlikely. Yeah, if the evidence still exists, if they haven't destroyed it and got rid of the records of it. You know, I mean, it's disgusting, and that's, again, without real regulation, that's what went on there. I mean, you could be right, but again, regulation goes hand in hand with incorporation. You look at like Caesar's Palace, Harris. They couldn't build their hotels there unless they were incorporated here. Can you imagine they were building hotels there and they're not incorporated in the U.S.? You'd be laughing at that. You'd say, how could they do that? They couldn't. It's illegal. So why is it legal then for Full Tilt in Poker Stars to serve us here when they're not incorporated here? Just think of a virtual casino. Think about them having a casino in your house, or sticking a casino down the block. They have a building, Full Tilt Poker, whatever like that. Yet they have a building there, but they don't have a business license, or they're not incorporated in the United States of America. How did they build that building? They wouldn't be allowed to. So why are they allowed to do it now? That's our whole point. What we're trying to make. That's the kind of regulation we're talking about that holds them liable. And that doesn't mean they're cheating right now. Hey, they'll think twice, won't they, before they seize somebody's money? They wouldn't be allowed to. They wouldn't be allowed to do that. They wouldn't be allowed to seize their money. Wouldn't be allowed to do it. The discussion, it's a long ways. At least what we're talking about here is a long ways. I can't see it done so many things. It depends. To say. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Barney Frank. I feel, the stuff he's putting forth, he's bought and paid for. I feel he helped cause a lot of the mess that we're in right now. I mean, we're all responsible, but I feel he's a chief culprit. I think I'm just not a big fan of him. Of that guy. It has nothing to do with him being gay either. I don't give a shit. Straight gay don't matter to me. I'm just not a fan of him. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. We could get rid of all this stuff easily, the difference. Just all they have to do is incorporate and regulate, and we're fine. Incorporate and regulate. That should be our term. That's what it should say there. You should put that on the front page, Ty. Incorporate and regulate. That's the difference where we differ from the PPA. And we're not tied into the sites either. Yeah, my brother is part of Team Full Tilt, but that doesn't mean shit. Incorporate, regulate, man. That's part of it. Now, hell, are we going to sit there and say, oh, God, you shouldn't play? We want to make it legal. That's the whole point. We say make poker legal. Get legal. Hey, Full Tilt, Poker says get legal. Incorporate. Get legal. Legitimize yourself in this country. Online poker is not illegal. Let me explain. For you, it's illegal to use your financial institution to finance your the offshore sites, that's illegal. To play the game is not illegal. However, online poker technically, in my opinion, is illegal. They're not because these sites aren't incorporated offshore. If I had to look at how U.S. statute, my opinion is, and I'm not a lawyer, that it is illegal. I think Oklahoma's another one. Washington, Illinois. Now, why is it that they're making it illegal? Oh, you hear that? That's just me banging my foot.